Hazbin Hotel Season 2 Episode 7 just came out along with the finale, and this time around, Charlie and the hotel find out that Angel Dust has been manipulated and controlled by the V's, and that Vox is going to unleash his new weapon upon Heaven. This is going to be more of a build-up episode for the finale, as it's setting the stage of all the characters that are going to be playing a big role, all the plot points that are going to be explored in the finale, and what the characters are going to be going through in order to be prepared for what's going to happen in the final episode. And in this case, we have Vox now having everything almost all laid out and just needs to get this one party ready so that all of hell is going to be able to see what he's going to do to go up against Heaven to cause this war. And I really enjoyed how it all played out. Now, just to start off with some negatives, I am not liking how underutilized they're making Lute out to be this entire season. And that is due to the fact that not only is the song such a banger, but I feel like what they're doing with their character is not out of character, but it felt like they're still trying to make this character like a background character. Whereas I feel like her motivation could be something interesting to explore this season. But what I'm guessing is, at least based off this 7th episode, is that while we will be exploring a bit of Lute now in her conflict with Heaven, she might play a bigger role in the next season. And if that's the case, then I think a lot of this build-up is fine if they're building up to her character being more antagonistic and more prevalent in the next season. As thinking about it, putting most of the focus on Vox and the further conflict with him and the V's, and how they're no longer seeing eye to eye, and Vox is being more full of himself as his plan goes along. I think if we add in Lute's backstory, it might take away some of the V's moments to shine a lot more as villains, and to have the story feel a lot more prevalent. So I think relegating her to a background character for now, I'm okay with, but if they're going to bring her back in a more prominent role in Season 3, I hope she becomes a lot more the focus. Because even now, I'm really loving my time with Vox, Valentino, and Velvet. These characters are so despicable, so easy to hate, but the performances are so good. These characters are giving so much life to this season, and you really do feel the stakes whenever they're on screen planting something out or conspiring a bit against each other. We even get a musical segment in the beginning of this episode where we see Vox's backstory as a weather broadcaster and how he killed every person in higher roles just to be able to get the top job and for people to trust him be the face of everything. You understand even further his motivation. It's consistent of him that we've seen him do, and we now get a better understanding and clear picture as to why he is the way he is from the very beginning, and why he wants to go and take over Heaven. Nothing is ever enough for this character, and he's willing to take and do whatever he can to make sure he is on top and is seen by everyone, is not going to take shit from anyone else, even Velvet and Valentino. And another thing that I really like that this episode was able to give us is a bit of character progression for Sarah, as she is now deeply unsure of what she's supposed to do now that Hell wants to start a war. And it leads to this really good song number between her and Serpentius, where he basically tells her, or sings her in this case, all the lessons he learned that he believes was able to bring him to heaven. And I really like how he was able to uplift her in what he's been through and what he believes is the right thing to do, and that her faith should be in Charlie in the hotel, making sure all the sinners could still be redeemed and not focus on this war, focus on what is most important. And so I really like that song number. Again, all the songs in the season so far have been a banger and really progress the story in a very natural way. And I feel like the pacing is a bit back on track now that I'm a bit more lenient on Luke being in the background. I feel like focusing on heaven and hell and this conflict that is brewing, and the further conflict between Val and Alistair, and figure out what Alistair's plan is. I have a good idea at this point of what his plan could be, but all that build up, I feel like it's very well explored, especially with the episode given a bit more time than season 1's episode to explore these characters and just engage in their interactions. None of their interactions feel rushed. Everything felt like it was timed perfectly. Overall, this is a setup episode still most of all. It just sets up plot points here and there and what we could expect, so it's nothing spectacular. It's just preparing us for what is going to be a very bombastic finale, which I cannot wait to talk about. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time.